Peace to the gods and the goddesses of the nation, of the land, and of all creation. Hope everybody doing well. Hope you blessed, in a good mood, and doing something positive for yourself and for everyone who comes in contact with you. Listen, family. Fuck what anybody gotta say. Do not, and this is for you females. This is for you African American females. I want you to hear this. This is for you. Because if you're not listening to this right now, and you making decisions based on what other people are telling you and what you think is right at that point in time, take a listen to exactly what I'm about to say right now and see if this helps you out in any type of way. Planned Parenthood, simple fact, is trying to destroy the black community. They are trying to eradicate all of our children, plant poison in the mind of our females, and bring our birth rate down until we are no longer a strong force and they could take us out willingly. Hands down. Hands down. No shade, no shape or form. Now, let me just tell you this right here. If and I hate to speak about this, but you know it's true. Shit does happen. If you a female, right, and you done got raped, and you feel that you may harbor feelings towards that baby, you have two choices that you can make. Three, to be honest with you. You could go to Planned Parenthood, abort that baby. You could have that baby and give that baby up for adoption. Or you could have the baby and try to basically fight through the pain that you feel and the hatred you feel for the father of that baby so you don't inflict that hate on that child. Three options that you could do. Two of them I recommend. One, if you feel like you might have hate towards that baby, have the baby. Give the baby up for adoption. It's plenty of mothers out here that cannot have children who will be willing to take that child and raise that child as their own. You have plenty of rich black stars out here that want children but can't have children. Let that baby have a good life. You get what I'm saying to you? Another thing, you can have that baby and, try to fight through the hatred that you may feel in your heart for the father of that child. And try to raise that baby in the likeness of yourself and of the men that you feel are more responsible and less evil than that father of that child. And you can handle it that way. What I do not recommend for you to do, and I'm not saying that you can't. Remember, I just said I do not recommend you to do. Do not go to Planned Parenthood and abort your child. At the end of the day, that child still is a part of you. No matter whether or not he got genes coming from his father, he is still a part of you. And the thing about it, with being a part of you, there is an innocent there. Even if he's part of the man who raped you, there is an innocence there. That child is an innocent human being who can be molded in the form of you. Whether or not he harbors some of the traits of his father, you can beat that out of him. And I'm not saying physically beat it out of him, but beat it out of his mind to be a more positive individual and to cause more positive effects on the world. This is not for you to choose whether or not that life is meant to be destroyed. It is not for you to change the outcome of that child's life so it could be used as mascara on your favorite artist. Because that's what Planned Parenthood is doing to our children. They're using them for tests. They're using them for mascara and skin cell rejuvenation. They're using them as sort of organs and bodily fluid. People probably eating those children No matter how harsh it may sound to you right now, I'm just telling you that's what could be happening to the child that you chose to abort. And the people who created Planned Parenthood created it for it to destroy you. Take, for instance, slide one: Evil Secrets of Planned Parenthood. Abortion is evil. Planned Parenthood is evil. How can Americans allow the evil of this abortion industry complex? Melissa Farrell, director of research Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast, told the Center for Medical Progress, so if we alter our process and we are able to obtain intact, that means together, not ripped up, not taken apart, no nothing, intact fetal catheters, then we can make it part of the budget. That means that they selling off your fetus. The fetus that you're giving them, they selling that shit off. Then we can make it part of the budget. That, if any dissections are this, in splitting the specimen into different shipments is this. I mean, it's all a matter of just line items. They treating your fetus like it's somewhere on the line being shipped out like a regular merchandise. This is a human. And that if any dissections are this and splitting the specimens into different shipments is this. I mean, it's all a matter of just line items. Dr. Deborah Nucatola, Senior Director of Medical Services, Planned Parenthood Federation of America, describes on video how Planned Parenthood tries to deliver aborted babies with their head intact for resale. Who are you giving these to? Why is it, if you so concerned with females that's been raped or females that's in poverty, giving away their children, why are you selling these specimens? You could be giving the specimen to the mother for a proper burial. A human life is a human life. If a regular human who done lived its full potential of life can have a burial, why can't a human who was just at the beginning stage of that life have a burial? But it's all about money. Next slide. The words of whistleblower Holly O'Donnell, ex-procurement technician, STEM Express. Remember, I just told you that they use the babies for stem cells reproduction, rejuvenation on your favorite artist. That means when you watching your favorite artist on your TV performing or for anything for you, your baby most likely is on their skin. That's nasty. That's sad. This is the most gestated fetus and the closest thing to a baby I've seen. I'm not showing you the pictures because I don't want to get struck down for this. But if you know how a fetus looks when before it's fully developed, then you know exactly what these people are talking about. Some of you women should be ashamed of yourself. Some of you women just want to abort child. I want to live my life. I want to live my... Fuck that. You living your life ain't got nothing to do with you taking your child life. So a colleague, has one of her instruments, and she just taps the heart and it starts beating. I don't know whether that constitutes if it's dead or still alive. It had a face, and its nose was very pronounced. It had eyelids, and its mouth was pronounced. And then, since the fetus was still intact, she said, okay, then this is a really good fetus, and we could procure a lot from it. We are going to procure the brain. She gives me the scissors and tells me I have to cut down the middle of the face, and I can't in any way describe what that feels like. Do you see what they doing to your child? They're using your child for money. They're taking the brain from your child and selling it. Putting it inside of a jar and selling it to who knows what. They could be selling it to one of these rich psychopaths who has a fetish with eating humans. That's what you want for your child? Something that's a part of you? How dare you? These are experts from Human Capital. Planned Parenthood's custom abortion for the superior product produced by the Center for Medical Progress. The Center for Medical Progress has captured on video Planned Parenthood key personnel describing what they do with parts from aborted babies, how they manipulate the abortion process to supply aborted baby parts to avoid violating federal regulations. That means that there's federal law that prohibits them from selling parts of your baby to people that they don't supposed to be selling it to. So they manipulate the system in order for them to sell your baby to motherfuckers who probably eating your baby, using your baby for all type of scientific experiments and all types of shit. And this is what you okay with? You okay with this? In other words, they find loopholes to comply with the letter of the law, but not the intent. Planned Parenthood has claimed for years that no taxpayer money is used for performing abortions. Trouble is, your tax dollars are keeping the lights on at Planned Parenthood clinics and paying for marketing of Planned Parenthood services. You see what you doing? In Olive Skin. This is a story. Renata was the only non-white person in the group. You see who they recruiting. And she felt conspicuous in other ways too. Many of the women struck her as kind of, what? New Agey. If you know anything about the New Age movement, you know that was Madame Blavatsky and Alice Bailey and the same people who got their hands into the United Nations at this point in time. You see who doing this to you? And you know the United Nations fund Planned Parenthood. They all in cahoots. This is why I made the video about the second coming of Jesus being a hoax that's going to get you to conform to their rules. All of these people got their hands in your life right now. They're attacking you from every angle to make sure that the black race does not progress. Do you understand what I'm talking about, family? This is not no fucking game. This is real talk. This is not no game. Look what they doing. And some had been involved in Crystal Energetics midwifey program. So that goes for them little, oh, y'all want to have home births and all of that stuff like that. Be careful with your midwife too. Because she could be releasing all types of energies into you and your baby. That's not supposed to be there. Yes, there are good forces and good midwives. I'm not saying just, pass judgment on every single one of them. But also beware. Because they could be out to destroy you. Facts, family. All of them had big red binders full of worksheets and documents related to the topic at hand. How to help women self-induce an abortion. So you trying to get people to not even visit the Planned Parenthood. You showing these women certain ways for them to go to a woman's home and press her, basically saying, you don't want to really have this child. Come on, you black, you poverty. You can't do this, you can't do that. Look, I got these certain type of ways right here that won't nobody know that you even had a baby. And you could give it to me, and I could take the baby and I could get rid of it. That way nobody even know that you was even pregnant. And then they go sell your baby to the highest fucking bidder. How to help women self-induce an abortion. My initial thought, she recalls, is what the fuck did I get myself into? Renata had come from Arizona to attend the weekend training. She learned how, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, white male doctors consolidated their professional power in part by sidelining females and often non-white midwives and other community healers. This means that even in the 19th century, which was the 1800s, down to the 20th century, which was the 1900s, into the 21st century, for 300 years, family, they have been plotting against you. And you're going to see where it comes from, because trust and believe, you know I'm putting up these slides. And you know I'm about to give you this info. So trust and believe it's coming, family. Non-white midwives and other community healers, she learned which drugs and herbs induce a miscarriage and where to buy the small plastic straw-like instrument that is inserted into the uterus and suctions out an unwanted baby. Do you see, for 300 years, how they've been planning all their attacks on you females? You black females. Listen, this is for you. This is what they doing against you. And y'all sitting up here going to these motherfucking places, all happy-go-lucky, ooh, I'm about to celebrate my best life. Fuck that, man. You taking life of our future. Fuck out of here, man. After over a year of secret construction, listen to this. Planned Parenthood announced its newest abortion facility on Wednesday. Now, mind you, see, this is CBS. An 18,000 square foot mega clinic in southern Illinois. Woo! A lot of black people there. The new location is just 13 miles away from Missouri's last remaining abortion clinic. That many? A facility in St. Louis fighting to keep its license. Look who's one of the founders. Who is this lady, you might ask? Thania Mendel. You might say, well, who's Thania Mendel? Let's find out who this bitch is. After co-founding America's first birth control clinic with Margaret Sanger, you know who that is, in 1916, Thania Mendel was arrested and convicted of breaking the Comstock Act for her efforts to make birth control available to women. And I guarantee all of them was black. Mendel immigrated to America in 1906 and divided her interest between feminist activism, there go your United Nations again, and the arts. She ran a curio shop in Washington Square called Little Russia. Ooh, there we go. And eventually became a costume and set designer for Broadway plays. She also translated Russian plays into English. At the same time, she became involved with Margaret Sanger and her sister Ethel Byrne. The trio opened the Brownsville Clinic. Think about it. Because I know Brownsville Clinic in Brooklyn, full of blacks, offering information and contraceptives, but the clinic was soon raided by the undercover police who arrested all three. The motherfuckers opened up a shop right in the middle of a black neighborhood, called all the black women like they was Mother Teresa. Come black children, come black children. Let me teach you how to get rid of them nigger babies. Are you serious? Come on, man. Kane went further than the other candidates, accusing Sanger and Planned Parenthood. Now, this is a whole nother case because I got mad slides. But look at this. And you know who Margaret Sanger is. Kane went further. This is a politician, mind you, than any other candidates, accusing Sanger and Planned Parenthood of racism. Last March, at a speech to the Conservative Heritage Foundation, Kane claimed when Margaret Sanger, check my history, started Planned Parenthood, the objective was to put these centers in primary black communities, Brownsville, South Chicago, St. Louis, in primary black communities so they could help kill black babies before they came into the world in this planned genocide. At the time, Kane's candidacy was barely visible, so his remarks generated little interest. You see how much shit that some people bring out to the masses, and us not watching the news and not watching how things are being done in this world handle shit and don't even see it. Don't even see it, family. He reaffirmed his attack on Sanger and the organization she founded, insisting that 75% of Planned Parenthood's clinics were built in the black community. I know that. I ain't even got to drive 5 minutes away from my house and see a Planned Parenthood. And I live in the hood. Margaret Sanger's own words, mind you, just a quote. She didn't use the word genocide, but she did talk about preventing the increasing number of poor blacks in this country by preventing black babies from being born. Kane also accused Planned Parenthood of encouraging women to have abortions rather than counseling them about their options. The same options that I just gave you at the beginning of this video that some women can use in order to stop you from killing off your children and killing off your race. Because you want to go party, because you want to go to the club, or you mad because a man raped you, which is wrong in all shapes or forms is wrong. But don't blame that on that child. That child is innocent. There is no doubt that when Planned Parenthood was created, it was created to destroy the entire black race. That was the purpose of Planned Parenthood. That's the truth. Forrest later defended his comments to McClatchy News. The facts speak for themselves. Since 1973, 19 million black babies have been aborted, mostly by Planned Parenthood. I care too much about the lives of these babies to debate the intent of Sanger's views when the devastation she brought into this world is obvious. While Lieutenant Governor Forrest was attacked by many on the left for pushing an uneducated and sensitive agenda, history backs him up. The fact is that Margaret Sanger strongly believed, this is his words, knowing this lady, believed the Aryan race to be superior and that it must be purified, a view that finds its roots from where? Charles Darwin's defense of evolution and the origin of species. That's why if you check my earlier video about the racism and look inside my videos and you will see it. Run down the list. And you will see the video that I posted up about Darwinism and the racial bigotry that they was promoting at the time that Charles Darwin and those who before him set in place. About how black people, the Asiatic race, were savages and beasts and needed to be either eradicated because they couldn't conform to modern society. Darwin argued that the process of natural selection favored the white race over all lesser races. Sanger advocated for eugenics by calling for abortion and birth control among the unfit to produce a master race, a race consisting solely of wealthy, educated whites. Singer says she believed blacks were human weeds that needed to be exterminated. She also referred to immigrants, African Americans, and poor people as reckless breeders and spawning human beings who never should have been born. Do you see what they look at you as? Sanger once wrote that the Aboriginal Australia, who is black, African, who migrated over to Australia, we know, you see Seti, Pharaoh, all of them talk about these same people. The lowest known species of the human family, just a step higher than the chimpanzee in brain development, has so little sexual control that the police authority alone prevents him from obtaining sexual satisfaction in the streets. In an effort to sell her birth control and abortion proposals to the black community, Singer said, they quote, "We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." In 1926, Singer was also the featured speaker at a women's auxiliary meeting of who other than the Ku Klux Klan in Silver Lake, New Jersey. Right across the bridge from where? Her motherfucking clinic in Brooklyn. Also missing is Singer's fear of her racist views being exposed. I'm basically reading something and it's saying that basically the same thing that I was just saying to you, family. Family, women, black women, do you see what you are supporting? Do you see the place that you are taking your child to be eradicated and used for all types of things? Does that change your view? Does that make you want to keep your child? To make sure, I just want you to have a heart, basically, to say, no, I'm not going to let my child go through this shit. And don't think that, just think about it. Think about it. Think about it, all the times that you roll past that place, or all the times that you visit that place, because I've seen black women go there multiple times to take care of their baby. Think about what all those children are going through. They are souls. They are humans. They are you. How would you feel if your mom did the same thing to you? How would you feel, family? How would you feel, goddess? Tell me the truth. Be honest. How would you feel if your parent chose to abort you and you were being used for all types of tests and all types of bullshit? How would you feel, family? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to go to the simple fact of Hillary Clinton supporting this lady. You could go find that out for yourself. It's plenty of quotes out there with Hillary Clinton, all who these black women was going crazy for. Hillary Clinton saying that she admired this lady. I saw her vision to destroy you. That's the vision she saw. That's the vision that she wanted. For the black race to be eradicated off the face of the earth. And don't think that they ain't doing the same thing in homeland, in Africa, and any other place where black people are, gathering and are building up their race. They doing it all over the world. Trust and believe, family. So think about this, ladies. How would you feel if your family did this to you? And you was used as your favorite artist mascara. Your favorite artist sitting up and all of these royalty people sitting up eating the brains of your children. Eating their bodies, using their bodies as mascara and skin cleanser. Injecting themselves with your child so they can feel more black because scientists are doing tests with your children just so that white people who are dying from the sun can live longer. Reproducing for cell organization within them so they can be as powerful as you. Until then, man, peace and blessings to the gods and the goddesses of the nation and of the land. Have a mind and think about what you're doing before you're doing it, because the person that you may be doing it to can be somebody that was going to be powerful in the future, sisters. Straight up. Think about it. Until then, blessings.